We're taking a live look now at the Vatican, where Pope Francis's funeral was held earlier this morning. 250,000 people gathered to honor the late pontiff. People waited in silence and then broke out in applause as the modest coffin was taken into St. Peter's Basilica. During his funeral, Americans who made the trip spoke about how the man known as the People's Pope impacted their lives.
I think he really broke the polarization. I feel sometimes there is some polarization among religions, and I feel he reached out to everybody, and he spread the word of God in a way that showed that it was love for everyone, and not just those that are Catholic.
Now, the Catholic community is now in 9 days of mourning. After that, cardinals from around the world will gather once again for a conclave to pick the next pope. That process starts 15 to 20 days after the death of the pope. Meantime, here at home, Catholics across our region are paying their respects this morning as they honor the late pontiff.
That's right. Our Ross Timotei is live outside of the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul with more on how the Pope is being remembered. Ross, good morning.
Good morning, Jan and Howard. Catholics here in Philadelphia will never forget Pope Francis. His famous visit in 2015 included a stop here at the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul, where he got out, he waved to a cheering crowd just feet away from where I'm standing, and then headed inside the Basilica for Mass. Well, now, nearly 10 years later, a group of followers in our area are returning that favor. They traveled all the way to Rome to pay their respects to Pope Francis in person. Let's show you the group. It was about 30 of them that gathered outside of a home in Collegeville on Wednesday morning to make the trip to Rome to witness the funeral of Pope Francis. They're actually part of a larger contingent of about 75 people tied to the Archdiocese of Philadelphia who have made the journey to the Holy City this week. Their original goal of their trip was to attend the canonization of 15-year-old Carlo Acutis, who died in 2006 and was sometimes referred to as God's influencer. But the Vatican postponed that event when the Pope passed away. Still, this group decided to go to Rome anyway. They're led by a lot of young people who say that Francis was the Pope of their generation.
He was a very good example of what I think how Jesus would have acted on earth.
I remember seeing him just passing by, and it was amazing, and you could see him like caring for the children, hugging for them, and he was just such a loving person.
You can hear why he earned the reputation as the People's Pope, and there will be more remembrances throughout the course of the day today. We're told that group actually attended Pope Francis's public viewing yesterday, and they were in Rome for the funeral today, so they got to witness it somewhat firsthand. And guys, Pope Francis's legacy will live on here in Philadelphia. There's actually a golden plaque of his bust just inside the doors here at the Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul to welcome and bid farewell to any guests who come through those front doors. Howard and Jan, I'll send it back to you.
He was surely loved here in Philadelphia and throughout the region. Ross, thank you very much.